Hello everybody. Radio Mixer here with another live stream for you today. Today, I am going to show you I will show you my DVD collection, my Star Trek DVD collection today. Just trying to hang on, folks. I'm just trying to get myself a bit organized. First film we're going to show you, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It takes place several years after the cancellation of the original series. And yeah. It's basically it's Star Trek 1. I know it wasn't the best. I know for a fact it wasn't the best film. That's to be honest with you. It wasn't the best film. But I think it was still pretty decent. It was a decent film anyway. All right, show you the next film. Next film. And I think this one, fans of Star Trek consider. Punky, get out of the way. Nope. This next film I'm going to show you is considered one of the best. Next film, Star Trek. Star Trek: Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan. Basically, I think it was a sequel, somehow a big screen sequel to Space Seed. Khan comes back revenge, and Khan comes back with revenge, and yeah, and that they put them alien slug type things in Chekhov and Captain Terrell's heads. Ugh, I'll tell you, that creeped me out. But the most important part of this film, yes, Spock dies in this one. Literally died. Well, I don't think literally dies would be a bit of a strong word there, folks. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they put his body in a torpedo, but what we don't find out until the third film, yeah, it seems as Spock has put his cutter in Bones' head. Seriously, folks. Seriously. I'm being real serious here. I couldn't believe it. Interesting, though. But the Enterprise does take. Well, there was a little skirmish between the Reliant and the Enterprise, and yeah, apparently, yeah, Khan knew exactly where to hit them, and he hit them pretty hard, if you ask me. Yeah, I know it wasn't the best. Still the best. I have to agree. It's still the best film by far for the original cast. I think anyway. I like how they had those militaristic uniforms. As the fans have commonly called them, the Monster Maroons. I think they're pretty good, decent looking uniforms too. Yeah, and yeah, it's a really decent. It's a really decent film. It's a good film. Widescreen collection. I say it's a pretty good DVD, don't you think, folks? It's a good film, and yeah, but we don't find out until the third film. Spock has put his cutter in Bones' head. All right, time to show you the third film of the collection. Here, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Ooh, lots of things happen in this. Yeah. The Enterprise is not getting is not getting a refit. It being decommissioned. According to the Admiral, which name I I'll admit I have completely forgotten. I've completely forgotten. It's oh god, yeah. It says the Enterprise is over 40 years old and not getting a refit, unfortunately. Yeah, but they have to take the Enterprise to get to the planet of Genesis. Yeah, trying to do this. I'm juggling two things at once here, folks. Star Trek: The Search for Spock. They find him, and yeah, another big thing that happens in this film: the Enterprise. Kurt. Oh yeah, and another thing: Kurt's son dies in this as well. So that's a pretty deep and an emotional thing for Captain Kirk to go through, or should I say Admiral Kirk? Should I say? um, what else happens in this film other than the Enterprise getting blown to beat? Yeah, the Enterprise gets blown. Fuck. I wish someone else did all this. Fucking Amy. Covering the camera. Yeah, I'm trying to do something here, folks. Yeah. So yeah, Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock. Yeah, luckily they were able to find him. That's another. That's another thing. They were able to find him and bring him. They had to. Oh yeah, they also stole. That's a. I'm not. I'm not going to forget the fact they also had to steal the Klingon vessel. With the Enterprise destroyed, before the Enterprise got blown up. Oh, that was fun to watch as the Enterprise gets blown to pieces, though. And I'm aware people have left the stream. Thank you very much. Trying to show up something, all right. Does anyone like Star Trek 3? I know it's a pretty interesting. It's an interesting film. I'll say that much. Yeah. Yeah. Search for Spock. Well, luckily, yeah, Kirk and his command crew stole a bird of prey, and also stole the Enterprise out of space dock when they shouldn't have done. And the captain of the HSS said, "Kirk, you do this. You never sit in that captain's chair again." You can't really stop him, really. All he'll get when they go back to is probably a slap on the wrist. Right, that's that one done. Now, here comes the next film I'm going to show you, my peoples. Da-dun-da-dun. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Where it leaves off from Star Trek 3. Spock is getting his act together, probably, I think. Well, from the third film, yeah, Priestess had to take Spock's cutter from Bones and put it back into Spock. I know it's a bit of a weird film, folks. But I do like this is the one with the whales, of course. They have to go back in time and get 2 humpback whales and bring them back to the future. And of course, there was the courtroom scene where nearly all of the charges are dropped, except all of them mostly directed at Kirk. Despite the good job he's done, and hi to no one will know. Hello. And yeah. most of the charges are dropped except ones levelled at Admiral Kirk. But of course, he gets demoted down to captain for it. What is demonstrated good leadership for? They give him a command of a starship. Yeah, I think this is also the first official appearance of the Enterprise A. Yeah, so that's that film. I mean, I like this. I also like this film as well, especially the ones with the whales in it. Yeah, and that's that one. Oh. And next, oh boy, I think people can probably agree. Is this a good film? Bad film? Yeah, bit of a terrible film. And in this film, we find that the Enterprise is have some bugs left in it. Then, with the Enterprise being as the Admiral or Russ tells him says, Enterprise is the only ship in range. Oh my good night! You would think Starfleet would have some more ships in range. Then it's just for plot convenience. This is probably punishment, more or less. So they have to go to what is it called? Narendra, I think it's in Narendra 3 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Where we also meet Spock's brother, Cyborg, and he and his band of peoples kind of more or less hijack the Enterprise, and they want to go find Shakari. They want to try him. They want to try. They want to try. They want to try and find God. They want to try and find God. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. To quote then Captain Kirk, to quote Kirk, what does God need with a starship? Yeah, that's what I'm going to say to you folks. What does God need with a flipping starship? That's what I've never figured out. What does that God need with a starship anyway? That's completely weird. I have to agree with Captain Kirk on that one. Yeah, and he just got blasted for it. Oh my god! Yeah, and they actually destroy him as well. God, I mean. I just to say, even if the Enterprise A is a Constitution class refit, it's a pretty good looking ship, I think. Anyway, I think people can agree on that. It's a pretty decent looking ship, anyway. Right? That's that film done. Ugh. Next, another good one. The last hurrah for the original crew. Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Yeah, I think that was another good film too. As you can see, it is a good film. It's tearing down the Berlin Wall. But some people aren't too happy about this whole thing about the Federation and the Klingon alliance thing going off. It was gonna the peace treaty is supposed to be signed at Camp Kidder, I think. Oh, that is another thing about this film I like. The battle seating between the three ships. The Enterprise, the Excelsior, and the bird of prey that can fly while cloaked. That's crazy, isn't it, folks? A bird of prey that can fire while she's cloaked. I find that really just shocked. Luckily, the Enterprise and the Excelsior's crews managed to figure it all out. Well, mostly Captain Kirk's crew, with Sulu in command of the USS Excelsior. I think he'd done a pretty good job of it. Of course, Admiral Cartwright thought he could get away, but Sulu showed up. He was not so fast. And the reason why people were trying to assassinate the president because they were scared. They were scared of the future, what it would bring for them. Yeah. So yeah, folks. That's a good film. I say this is another good film, isn't it? Would you agree? I think it's one of the pretty good films. I think. Yeah, and it is also this film also serves as the last more or less hurrah for the original series crew. After the actors more or less, I think they're more or less retired. I think they did make sporadic appearance. Some of them do make a sporadic appearance in other shows, especially Next Generation with Spock and and Scotty. I love Scott. You gotta love Scotty and his. And let's see. Right, that's that film then. This film's a good one. Right. Next film. Star Trek Generations. That's a pretty. Would you say that's a pretty good film or not? This also is the last showing for the Enterprise D at this time in this film. The Enterprise D gets destroyed. Well, not well. I say the Star Drive section gets more or less destroyed, more or less, as you can figure out, folks. The Star Drive section blows to pieces, but the saucer crashes on Viridian 3. And spoiler, I'm going to give away a big spoiler. I think it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, they had to retrieve the saucer from Viridian 3 so it's not to influence the system from the neighboring planet of Viridian 4. Yeah, the Enterprise D comes back in Star Trek Picard Season 3. Yeah, what a ship. It's still a good ship, I think, anyway. It was nice to see the Enterprise D come back in Star Trek Picard Season 3. Yeah, Terminator, she did a freaking great job of it, I say. Right, that's that one. Ugh. Another good film. Star Trek First Contact with the Next Generation cast in the first feature-length film. Also, it is the debut of my favourite ship, the Enterprise A. Not A, sorry. E, sorry. The Enterprise A. E, sorry. E. Sorry, folks. The Enterprise A. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Wish I had someone else to film this. The Enterprise E shows up in this. And it's another time travel plot as well. The Borg go back in time to prevent first contact. But do you know what? They fail. Ha ha! Stuck it to the Borg yet again. Yeah, I think this is another good film too. Yeah. That's another brilliant film, of course. Yeah. And they had to use time travel shenanigans to return to the future, of course. Yeah. They also, yeah, you see the launch of the Phoenix, which is yeah. There's also that bit where, sweet Jesus, with Zephyr Cockney, really, he looks right at the Enterprise and I'm thinking he's thinking, sweet Jesus, and all data at his future just goes flying out the window, and it's warp flight, and of course we make first contact with the Vulcans. Luckily, the Enterprise was able to hide so that they wouldn't be able to see him. Right, that's that film done. Oh, next film. Oh boy. I don't know to declare this the worst or the best film, to be honest. It was a hodgepodge of films, I think, anyway. This was Star Trek Insurrection, where Data goes a little bit nuts. Oh. Where Data goes completely nuts. Oops. Where Data goes completely and utterly nuts. They do a singing thing, which is quite funny too. Yeah, I do have to say that is quite funny. The singing, I mean, that is quite funny too. Ugh. The singing thing is quite funny. Yeah, yeah. Find out it's all attempting to move the Baku village and stuff like that. I'll be honest with you, not the best. Bit weak, but not bad. But still, the Enterprise E though. Worf. And also from the other film, First Contact, Worf makes an appearance. The Defiant makes. She's adrift but salvageable. He goes, "Top little ship," and Worf's like, "Little." Oh, that's funny. That line is funny in that film. So that's Insurrection, of course. And now we come down to the last film. We come down to the last film for the TNG crew. Star Trek Nemesis. Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, and I know that much. It's a bit of a weak film, but it's got a good. The best part of this film, for me, at least, and for anybody that wishes to agree with me or not, the battle scene in the Basin Rift. Yeah, just when you think the Enterprise is going to get its ass kicked, which it does, unfortunately, two Romulan warbirds come to assist. Yeah, but they soon get taken out, and then the Enterprise is left on its own. Yeah. The only thing left to do was ram it. And I mean literally ram it. Yeah. Yeah. And also, no, a tragic thing really happens in this film. Data dies in this film. Literally dies to save everybody. Of course, I'll be honest, I couldn't figure out how the hell, in its damaged condition, how did the Enterprise get back to Space Dock to get repairs? I would imagine that the boys at Space Dock, when they first saw it, half the saucer section completely gone, thinking, "What the fuck you done to my ship?" That's what I'll say anyway about this film. Right near the end, yeah. But inside of Picard, season 3, guess what? Doesn't matter because Data comes back! Yay! Okay. I've got 2 more films and then that's it. I'm finished. In 2009, we got Star Trek, where we get Ethan Peck. I forget the other 2 actors' names. It's basically a retelling of Star Trek, the original series, with them lot. It's an alright film, I think. Action movies of the year. Yeah. I thought it's supposed to be like sci-fi and all that stuff anyway. So it was a bit of a weird one. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Oh. I do like this Scotty, and this is quite funny too. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of did something to Archer's dog. And what's his name? Poor face. Oh dear. I'm thinking, oh dear, you did something to Admiral Archer's dog. And last but not least, at long last, because my arms are aching, starting to really, really ache, a rehash of one of the best Trek films, Star Trek Into Darkness. That's based. Would you agree or disagree that it was a complete rehash of Star Trek Leprechaun done a little bit badly? I think not a bad film in a sense. This is the more modern. This was done. I think it was done 2010 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure when this came out, to be honest with you, folks. I mean, yeah. I think, like I said, Rathacon done a bit. Meh. Instead of Kirk, it's Spot that screams Khan's name. That's a bit of a strange thing to do, isn't it? Anyway, also, since I don't have it, I'll just tell you. I've already seen Star Trek Beyond a couple of times, and I have to say, doing the Beastie Boys song, that was nuts. Ugh. Doing a Beastie Boys song, so that was absolutely nuts. I think I'll end the stream right here. Haha. Yeah, I know. It was. I know. Hi. Haha. Hello to Summer Lake. Hi. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. I don't know if I'm going to do another one. I might give the streaming a break for a while. As I say in Sooty, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. And 3, 2, 1, in stream. And bye-bye.